Hey everyone! I did my worst products of 2010 not too long ago, and quite a few of you guys had actually requested that I do my favorite products of 2010, so that is what this video is going to be. So I guess I'm gonna start out with eyeshadows. This first one is the e.l.f. Smoky Shadows palette. I guess it's kind of hard to see. Um, those are the colors. And it comes with kind of like a frosty white color, a minty green color, an avocado, two different purples, and then kind of a frosty glittery black. And I have loved this palette so much. My mom actually bought it for me because I'm like obsessed with matte white eyeshadows. I love matte white, and I'm always trying to find like the perfect matte white eyeshadow. And so she brought this home for me from Gordman's on the sale rack, and thinking that the white was going to be matte. And I don't know if you guys can see this in the webcam, but I guess you can't really, but it's not matte. It's pretty glittery actually. And so I wasn't too excited about it at first, but I've actually used it a lot. The shadows are like ridiculously pigmented. Like that's the green, the white. Oh, got a little bit too much on there. The purple. Like they're really pretty and they're really pigmented. Like I would really compare them to like MAC eyeshadows. All right, next is this little duo by Physicians Formula. You're gonna have to excuse this gloppy, poopy mess in the middle. I put some darker concealer in there so that I could kind of contour with that. Because like I said, I don't got no bone structure. But it's the Concealer 101 Perfecting Concealer Duo in green/light. And these are actually really nice. They're nice and creamy, so they're really good at covering up any imperfections. And the tan color is great for your under eye. It doesn't crease or cake or anything. And I'm usually very happy with Physicians Formula, so this is definitely a favorite for 2010. This one is by CoverGirl, and I know you guys know I don't like CoverGirl, but this one I was really pleased with. Olay and CoverGirl teamed up, and I peeled off the packaging. I love to do that, but you can see I've made quite a dent in this. This is the CoverGirl and Olay Simply Ageless Concealer, and I think this is actually the corrector because it has more yellow tones in it, which really, I mean, it's pretty yellow, but I don't know. I got it because I like yellow tones to counteract redness because I have a lot of redness in my skin, and it's great for like if you have any acne scarring because those are generally kind of red on your skin. And this is such a ridiculously creamy concealer. Like that's just one swipe. And it blends in really nice and seamlessly, and it's great for covering up redness. And I don't think that the, age-defying Olay really does anything. I don't really believe in anti-aging creams because they're just moisturizers basically, but this is really awesome for under eyes, acne, everything. I love this, so definitely a favorite. Alright, next is another face thing, and this is the Maybelline Dream Matte Powder. I'm not going to go into too much detail with this because a lot of people have done reviews about this, and same thing that everybody else says. You can apply as much as you want and it won't make you look cakey. It's really nice. I apply it with a 187 and just stipple it on top of my foundation so you don't rub it into your foundation and it doesn't wear off at all. And it really does keep me looking nice and matte throughout the day, but not too matte. It gives me the slight dewiness that I like, so I definitely like this. Next thing I have for you guys is two brushes, and I'll start with this one. This is a Sonia Kashuk brush. And this I used in one of my tutorials, and it's a very dense brush with kind of short bristles, and it's flat topped. So it's almost like a flat topped kabuki, but you can see it's extremely dense. I mean, that's me squeezing it all the way, and it's dense. And it's really good for mineral foundation to buff it in because it gives you really precise coverage, and you can get like under your eyes and around your nose and all those kind of hard to get areas. But I also really like this for liquid foundation because you can kind of stipple it in and it kind of applies like a sponge because those bristles are so dense. and it's incredibly soft. That's why I got it. I'd eyed this for like a year, and I felt the bristles every time I went to Target, and I was like, ooh, it's so soft. So I finally picked it up. It's a little expensive for a drugstore brush. I think I got this for like $15 or $16, but I think it was worth every penny. I love this brush, and I use it. It's one of the two foundation brushes that I almost always use. The other one is by Coastal Scents, and this one is really used right now. I'm sorry, it's kind of wet and icky, but it's tiny. It's really tiny. And it is Coastal Scents Tapered Kabuki, I think is what they call it. And I got this kind of on a whim because it was only like, I think it was like $2, maybe less. And, you know, you can first class shipping, and it's just dirt cheap. And when I got it, I was kind of disappointed because the size, I was like, oh, that's stupid, this isn't what I wanted. But the size is actually extremely beneficial because you know, you'd hold it like a kabuki, but you don't need a huge brush to get over your whole face. And what I kind of do is I kind of dab down like that, and it doesn't give me any streaking. It gives me a really pretty finish, and I can use it with any kind of foundation, whether it's mineral or cream or liquid or whatever. It's an awesome brush, and I love it, and it's cheap. So these are my two foundation brushes. Doesn't matter what kind of foundation I'm applying, they will work. And this even works with concealer. So I really like this, and I highly recommend it. And that's Coastal Scents Tapered Kabuki, I think is what they call it. Okay, next is a Smashbox primer that I picked up, and I am almost out, as you guys can see. This is just a little travel size, but it's the Photo Finish. Did I call this a concealer? This is a primer, sorry. But it's the Photo Finish Color Correcting Primer. And you guys, I know, have heard of the Photo Finish Primer like a million times, but I like this because it has a green tinge, and it's obviously very green. And like I always complain about, I have a lot of redness in my skin, and so this is awesome for kind of helping to counteract that before I even put any concealer or foundation on. And it gives me a really smooth base. And the thing that, if any of you guys have used the Photo Finish Primer, it's almost like you don't blend it in because it leaves your skin so satiny, and you aren't sure if you're blending just because you feel so soft. So it makes your foundation go on like, it's like putting foundation on a mannequin. Like, your skin just feels so smooth. And it does make it a little bit harder to blend because your skin doesn't like absorb the foundation, which is good. But it makes my foundation look better all day long. And whenever I use this, I don't use it on a daily basis, but you know, whenever I want to look a little bit nicer, or if I want to make sure that my skin stays put, my foundation stays put for the whole day, I use this. And this, I think, was like $25 just for the little travel size. I didn't want to get the full size because I wanted to know like how it was going to work first. So I'm definitely going to get the full size as soon as I'm done with this, which is going to be very soon. So yes, top favorite. All right, next thing is a nail polish, and it's kind of settling a little bit, but this is called For Audrey by China Glaze. And the only thing I don't like about China Glaze nail polishes is that the brush is kind of thin. It's like your standard nail polish brush. And I prefer a thicker, like a wider brush that's kind of flat. And this doesn't really do the trick for that, but this color lasts a really long time, and most China Glaze nail polishes do, OPI, whatever. But this is just, it's a really pretty color, and it's unlike any nail polish color I have seen before. And whenever I wear it, I get tons of compliments on it just because it's so different. And it looks teal in the bottle, but when you apply it, it goes on a little bit more blue looking. So, and I got this initially thinking it was be kind of like a mint color, but then it's like, no, this isn't mint. This is like ocean blue. So I love this nail polish. All right, next product I have raved about in another video, but this is a perfume, and I'm not big on perfumes. I like makeup brushes more than perfumes. But this is the Can Can perfume by Paris Hilton. And my sister actually got me like a 4-pack of all of Paris Hilton's perfumes, and they were all kind of mini-sized. And this is definitely my favorite. I like all of her perfumes except for her original one. I think that's too musky for me. I prefer to smell like, you know, a donut or something. It's definitely sweet smelling. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like flowery, like desserts. I don't know if that makes any sense. But obviously I've used quite a bit of it. I don't pound on perfume every day. I just do like 1 or 2 spritz on my neck and then I just go. And this has lasted me all year and I've used it almost every day. And I used to be a huge fan of Fantasy, and I still love Fantasy, but by Britney Spears. But I think this is starting to replace that. So I don't know. All right, next thing is I have melted these into my lip gloss, my lipstick palette. So you're going to have to excuse me, but it's this color right here. And this is by Maybelline, and it's in Nude Blush G132. Comes in a little bottle like this. Again, that is Nude Blush in G132. In this color right here. And I feel like this is like a miracle lipstick because it's really moisturizing for your lips. And most lipstick, you cannot put it on your lips. If your lips are flaky, you can't put lipstick on without it looking really icky. But this, you can because it's really moisturizing and it has a ton of pigmentation. So I really like that. And that's this one. I melted all of my lipsticks into a palette so I can take it with me if I'm ever going to work on anyone or anything. And if you guys don't have a palette, this is actually going to be one of my favorites. If you guys don't have a palette and you have a ton of lipsticks, buy a palette and melt your lipsticks into the palette. And you will have a handy dandy traveling lipstick palette. It's really handy. Alright, last favorite is this, another Tea Tiny palette, but I got this from eBay. And all I know is that the palette name is FG15, and I got this totally on a whim. It's a concealer palette, and I thought, you know, oh, it's probably not going to be very creamy. It's probably going to break me out, and it is like a freaking lifesaver. It was like $4 on eBay. So you get a green color, a purple color, a yellow, and then a white shimmery color for like your inner corners. And then you get just tons of different like skin tone colors, which is great if you're going to be working on different skin tones. I use this on myself and clients that I have, but it has just such a wide array of colors. I think it's 18 count. Am I counting right? 15 count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 15. 15 colors for $5. And they really are, they're very creamy. And I mean, I personally prefer these concealers over the CoverGirl and Olay concealer because they are just so pigmented. And, you know, there's correctors in there too. So you can get, they're just awesome. And they're not greasy either, which is a really important thing. Because, I mean, it's one thing if your concealer is creamy, but if it's greasy, then it's not good. And these are not greasy. They're awesome. I love them. Now, in order to find this, I don't think you'd want to look up FG15, which is the only thing on this palette, but maybe look up concealer palette on eBay, and it's only like $4, and it's amazing. It's like my favorite product of the year. So anyways, those are my favorite products of 2010, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, and keep requesting videos, and yeah, so I'll see you guys soon. Bye!